The river ran slow that night, swollen from spring rains, its surface catching the moonlight like broken glass. The cottonwoods whispered along the bank, bending low as if they knew secrets meant only for the dark. That was where Clara Whitmore stood, her boots sinking into the damp earth, her shawl pulled tight around her shoulders. She had told herself she was only there to think, to breathe away the weight of being the sheriff's daughter in a town that expected her to be made of iron and obedience. But the truth trembled in her chest, wild and dangerous. She was waiting for him. Jesse Cole had no right to be there, no right to exist in her thoughts at all. He was an outlaw, a wanted man whose name was spoken in whispers and curses, whose face stared back from weathered posters nailed to saloon walls. And yet, when she heard the soft crunch of boots behind her, her heart did not fill with fear. It filled with something warmer, something terrifying. Jesse stepped from the shadows, hat low, coat dark, eyes reflecting the moon like a hunted animal's. He stopped several paces away, respecting a distance that felt heavier than chains. Neither spoke at first. The river did the talking, the night holding its breath around them. Clara remembered the first time she had seen him, weeks ago. In the general store, blood on his sleeve, pain in his eyes as sharp as the blade at his hip. He had looked at her like she was the only honest thing left in a dishonest world. She should have turned away. Instead, she had handed him water. That single act had started a fire neither of them could put out. Jesse finally broke the silence, his voice low, rough, like gravel smoothed by years of hardship. "You shouldn't be here," he said. Clara laughed softly, bitterly. "Funny," she replied. "My father says the same thing about you breathing." The words hung between them, truth cutting deeper than any insult. Jesse nodded, accepting it. He lived with truth the way others lived with lies. He told her about the men hunting him, about how every town felt smaller than the last, how sleep never came without one eye open. Clara told him about the badge that ruled her father's life, about how it ruled hers too, even though she never wore it. She spoke of expectations, of being looked at as property of the law, not a woman with her own heartbeat. The river listened as they confessed things they had never dared to say aloud. When Jesse stepped closer, close enough that Clara could smell smoke and leather on him, she did not step back. Fear and longing braided together until she couldn't tell them apart. He told her he had no future to offer, only danger. She told him she was tired of a future chosen for her. Their hands brushed, just barely, and the world seemed to tilt. Somewhere in the distance a horse snorted, reminding them reality had not loosened its grip. Jesse pulled away first, pain flashing across his face. "If your father knew," he began. Clara stopped him. "This night isn't about him," she said, "or the law, or the bounty on your head." Her voice shook, but her eyes didn't. "It's about what's real." Jesse looked at her like a man staring at a sunrise he knew he could never reach. He leaned in, resting his forehead against hers. Not a kiss, something more intimate, more restrained. Two hearts speaking without words, knowing dawn would bring consequences neither could outrun. When they finally parted, the river kept their secret, but the night knew nothing would ever be the same again. If this story is pulling you in, stay with us. Stories like this only get deeper, darker, and more unforgettable, so make sure you subscribe and don't miss what comes. Next message, forbidden love exposed. The sheriff's pursuit, betrayal, sacrifice, and a final choice by the river that changes everything.